So this is another story from Colorado that I forgot to mention in my Colorado ghost video. So this was a trip I made solo, uh, probably 5 years ago now, and I usually do a loop around Colorado, go to Durango, then back up to the Golden or Idaho Springs area for a few nights. So this trip, every time you drive by Idaho Springs and I-70, you see the Argo Gold Mine, which they said was the last fully intact gold processing mine or equipment building left in the United States. So it's all intact and it's a museum. I know it's a protected historic site. Don't know if it's federal or state, but you can get tours of the building and tours of the area. So I decided I'm going to go for it. So I stop in there, drive in, and then find out you have to get on a bus, and the bus takes you up the mountainside, and you stop first at the mine. It's not the shaft, but the mine tunnel to the shafts inside the mountain. And they tell the tale of how someone actually, there were so many competing mines in that area that someone accidentally tunneled into another shaft which was abandoned years before and was full of water, and so much water that it blew out into the shaft being dug and blasted out full force right out the mine shaft above the Argo mine there, and actually sprayed about almost 1,000 feet over the town and hit the adjacent mountain side where I-70 now runs. And that apparently devastated a lot. So there's some tragic history with mines. I know there's a lot of mine ghost videos. And so I don't doubt it after this experience. Um, I know the nickname for these ghosts are sometimes called Tommyknockers. In any case, they're scary and they can feel very oppressive. So that was my experience. So I'm on this tour, I'm on the bus, I'm the only one on the bus. It wasn't the greatest of days weather wise. And so he lets me off and he says, okay, go into the mine, explore the mine, and then you can go down through the building and go back down to the office. Okay, great. So I get out and he says, you have to put on a hard hat, make sure you read the rules. Yes, yes, yes. So you get to the mine entrance, and they built a wood timber building in front of the mine entrance, and there has the instructions, and they have hard hats, and you're supposed to, they give you flashlights, I think, in case the lights didn't work. It was fully lit up, but you had to put on the hard hat. So I put on the hard hat, and you're looking down this mine shaft, and it is lit. They've got a light fixture like every 20, 30 feet or so, but you can see your way down the mine, and it's a very small, it's typical mine shaft. So it's maybe 6 feet tall and about 3, 4 feet wide, and blasted right through the solid rock ledge get to the gold, which was located in the quartz veins in Colorado. So I start walking down this tunnel myself, and it's curved in the middle, so you can't see all the way down the end. So I get to that curve, and as I'm walking along, I can just feel this energy building up behind me. And it, to me, literally felt like all these people were crowded in behind me and were just like on me, following me as I went down this shaft. And so that this pressure continued to build and build and build to the point where I got about just halfway in, and I stopped. I said to myself, I'm not going to let this bother me or scare me. I stopped, and the energy, I mean, you could feel the energy on you. It was that intense. And I stopped, turned around, I said, okay, back off. You need to leave me alone while I'm in this mine. Back off. And then I felt the energy move away off of me, maybe around 10 feet back. I could still feel some pressure, but it was nowhere near what I was experiencing. I said, okay, thank you. So I continue walking down the shaft to the end, and they have it set up with the veins. There's a couple of the quartz veins there, and they have like a display of the tools and the gunpowder and the other implements, mining tools they use to mine out this quartz vein. And they had a few samples of gold ore still in the quartz sitting there. Also, to the left, there was a hole, a shaft that went down, and there was a broken ladder. It was fenced off, so you could not go down there, which I wouldn't be caught dead down there anyway. So I looked down that a little bit, and you could see maybe down 20 feet or so. It, of course, dark, no lights down there, but you could see the ladders go down, and you could just barely see the next level shaft below. So I'm sitting there taking my time, and I can still sense that this energy is behind me. And I was like, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna act like nothing's wrong. I'm gonna act like they're not intimidating me. I'm just going to sit here. And I looked at everything carefully for about 5 or 10 minutes. And then I turned around and start to walk back out. And I can feel this energy again around 10 feet or so in front of me, but it feels like I'm pushing this energy out at this point. It was pretty noticeable to me. So I walk my way out and I get back to the entrance, the timber building where I hang the hat back up. And I turn around and I face down that mine and I say, okay, look, I feel that you are here. I don't know if you're trapped here. I don't, it feels like you're very angry to me. I said, you need to let that go. You need to move on. It's time. You've suffered long enough here. You need to find the light and go and find peace. And tried calling in whatever I could call in, spirit guides, angels, archangels. Said, please get them out of this mine. You're trapped here. They need to leave. So again, I don't know if that did anything. I've not been back since. But then I made my way out, went down through the mine, which is fully intact with all the grinders and the hammers and the vats that had held the cyanide in there to get the gold out of the quartz and all that. Very interesting place to visit. But that mine shaft, I'd been in a few mines before, tourist operation mines for the most part, and hadn't felt anything like that. So that was an interesting wake up experience for me. It's like, yeah, there are some spirits that are probably trapped in these mines and they're tortured and they're going to let you know it. So, one of these days, again, I hope to get back there and see if I get the same feelings or not. But that was pretty intense for a first visit at the Argo Mine in Idaho Springs, Colorado. So, if you get out there and you go down the mine tunnel to the shafts, um, let me know if you feel anything. See if these tortured souls can find some rest.